itself, I would like to give an opportunity to our mayor to talk about whatever she wants to, but maybe the mural as well. With that, Mayor Goodwin, can you hear us? Are you there?
I am. I'm so excited. I hope I've got a good connection with you all. It looks like it says I'm unstable here on my internet connection. I probably need to yell at my teenagers who are downstairs, probably streaming movies and videos as we speak. But listen, I'm just so thrilled to be here. I picked the color blue because I love blue. I'm so excited to see so many wonderful faces like Angelica and my friend Quincy. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who participated in this project and who's going to help me. I am not an artist, but Jeff told me if you could draw 2 eyes and a mouth, which is debatable, so I might be leaning on some of you to help me, Kara. I'm going to be leaning on you, and Sylvia. I see Sylvia out there. I'm going to be leaning on you, Madeline, to help me figure this out tonight. So thanks again to Jeff and our Office of Public Art. I'm super, super fired up. Thanks. And sorry that I'm in my kitchen, but I didn't want to mess up so I'm gonna mess up my kitchen tonight. So excuse the husband in the background and all the noise. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, as always, for your support for these kind of things. And we appreciate you joining in. We can't wait to see what you come up with, too. So with that, I'd like to talk. Hey, Booth, how's it going? Well,
we're also doing a cooking demonstration. You all didn't realize it was going to be art and a small cooking show. Yay! Kidding. Okay, I'm done. We're done. I'm putting myself on mute.
All right. So thank you, Mayor. There's a lot to cover. We're going to talk about a lot of things tonight. We're not going to do this necessarily step by step, but I'm going to guide you. This is your piece and your version of yourself. Before we get into that, I want to talk about the mural itself. If those of you who don't know, first of all, we do have an Office of Public Art for the City of Charleston, and my name's Jeff. I'm the director. We've been doing it now for 3 years, and we really appreciate the public support in that. We continue to create more public art, and we love that you guys are supportive of that by being here tonight. One of the murals that the mural we're working on tonight came about. We wanted to do a mural on the MLK Center. Can you put up the first screen share of the mural? Again, I want to thank Lori Brandon, now that everybody's on. Lori Brandon from the City of Charleston's Planning Department is running tech tonight. So I appreciate that.
God help us.
God help, she said, God help us all. So the mural itself, we're going to see it here in a moment. The concept for this mural goes very along the lines of what Dr. King believes. Inclusion, equality, and togetherness. So by doing this mural in this way, you're going to see the concept. I can grab it on the paper. So
no, okay. Where are they? Around the desktop.
Desktop.
Okay.
If you can you all mute yourselves? Get some feedback. There we go. So, okay, that's okay. There is.
I'm gonna have to open them up again.
Okay, we just started taking care of a couple of things here. As we're talking about the mural itself, the mural is done on what's called Polytab, which you have a square of that tonight. It's a 12 by 12 piece of Polytab, and what that's going to allow us to do is, what Polytab allows us to do is create a piece of art, a mural, anywhere, anytime with anybody, and that's what we're doing tonight. So we're going to take this actual painting that you're doing tonight, you're going to return it to us, and it's going to become part of this larger concept, which will be the background of this painting of Martin Luther King. And just a moment here, we'll get it up on the screen. You can see it, or I have it here. You can do this.
Here.
You have it? So your piece is going to be part of a large mural that's going to be seen from the interstate driving through Charleston. Like I said, it's going to be on the King Center. Hopefully you can see it there now. So this is the concept. Last January, we painted Martin Luther King's head with a large paint by number process, which was huge amounts of fun. So we'll continue to work on that. But what we need now is a lot of self-portraits. And again, Dr. King's philosophy is applied here. We're looking at ourselves as our community, and quite literally, we're looking at each one of you as we look at this mural. And we want to get as many people involved in this as possible to be part of this amazing piece of public art. We were talking about it yesterday. This may possibly be the largest participatory mural of Martin Luther King ever. I can't back that up with facts, but it may be. So before we begin, I wanted to say something. I won't get into this real heavy, but I will say something about some of you who said to me, I can't draw a stick figure, I cannot paint, I'm no good at art. Well, I taught art for a long time, and I've been making art for a long time, and I've been around art for a long time, and I can tell you that every single person that's on this Zoom call at some point drew or painted in school, whether it was doodles, sometimes in math class. That's where I did some of my best doodles. It shows. So you did at one point, you started to draw when you were a toddler. As soon as they could hold a crayon, they drew. But then most of us, there was a stopping point. We stopped drawing or stopped painting. And so we have tonight, our goal is to tap back into that point where we were drawing the most or painting the most. And that's the version of you that you're going to paint. And some of the younger folks that are out there, you're in that moment now. You've never stopped painting, you never stopped drawing, so you're there. And we're all going to draw different kinds of faces. They're going to look different, but there's no judgment or there's no grades here. We're just making art of ourselves. So with that, I think we're ready to start. Lori, can you put up our first sketch? As she's doing that, if you can see behind me, I have shown some examples of what these will look like when you're finished. Now, I'm going to stand up here and get rid of the chair. Get into this thing now. Get into it. So each of you have a pack. And when you get your pack, we're going to unpack that in just a moment. You're going to have a set of paints, a pencil, a palette, and of course the poly tab. And at the end of the night tonight, you're going to have something that looks like one of these. Now, one of these, this one here, if you can see it, this is done by an artist, Blake Wheeler, who is a professional artist. Now, these other ones are done by students.
I'm so bad. I'm wrong. I'm so bad. I'm on my knee.
Or I can't do it.
I do love the singing. It's awesome. Hey, Hallie, can you throw yourself on mute real quick? Thank you, baby doll.
Here we go.
Excellente. Thank you, Mama.
Thank you. From where I'm sitting, I can't see very well to see who's unmuted. So you're going to have a version of this, again, different levels. This one here is done by Sylvia, my daughter, who's 10. We have different age groups. This is by Audrey Brennan, who's 14, right?
Yes.
14. I always get that wrong. So let's do this before we start drawing. Each one of you have your bag. Let's go ahead and unpack that if you haven't already. Just leave it up there for a second. Yeah. You can take your poly tab. If it's wrinkled, that's okay. It's a stretchy material. You can put that down on your surface, your palette. You'll put that somewhere where you can get to it. And of course, your pencil and paint. You can leave your paint undone or stacked up in the tape right now, but you want to get your pencil. Oops, there's my pencil. Put this out of the way. So we're going to do our drawing first. So if you have your paints in front of you, just kind of slide those over for a moment. We're not going to do those just yet. So the first thing you're going to see on the screen right here, this is a more of a step-by-step of how I approach a portrait. Tonight, we're not going to go into all the measurements and proportions. I'm going to give you what's called general advice. And I will guide you, but we're not going to go into the details of every single step, okay? One of the first things we're going to do is, you can see behind me, we're going to do the head shape. And like the mayor said, At the end of the night, everybody's going to have 2 eyes, nose, and mouth, and ears, and hair, and all that good stuff. So the image that you're seeing on your screen now is how I went from the egg shape to my portrait, in the drawing stage at least. Let's go ahead and you can take that down if you want so I can see where I'm pointing with the weatherman. Okay, I can generally see where I am. Okay, so what I want you to do is clear your space. Just put your poly tab in front of you and get your pencil. We're going to go ahead and just jump right in. I'm going to be drawing, you can see this square behind me. I'm going to draw, this is the same 12 by 12 square that you have, except it's on a dry erase board, so I can do multiple things. So the first thing you want to do is you want to establish that head shape. So most of us, all of us have a head shape. Most of it would be considered an upside down egg. Some of them we'll have some variations of that later, but basically you want to draw yourself in an upside down egg. Now, before you do that, we have to talk about scale and proportion. I'm not going to get into all the idea of proportion, but we want to make sure basically your head fits. That's what I mean. If you see these ones behind me, you know that you can see that they're not too big, not too small. Because remember, you're going to be seeing this mural from the interstate. So you want to make sure your head's not tiny. You want to try to fill as much of that 12 by 12 as you can. However, if you have big hair or long hair, you're going to want to make sure that you leave room for that hair. So think about that as you draw your head shape. I'm going to draw, you can see this square. Again, I can't see myself, so it's hard to tell. But you want to draw your head shape. I'm going to scale it just like that in the square. So that's about how big you want it in the square. And I'm going to draw this bigger in terms of the shape itself. There, let's get a good idea. Remember, draw light. Draw super light until you get it right. That's what I used to say to the students. Jameson, remember that. Ryan, remember that. I think who else is on there? Maddie, Amelia. That shape right there. Remember, I'm going over it a few times, making sure I'm happy with the shape. Drawing light. Your pencil has an eraser, but if you just draw light, it'll be fine. Because we're going to go back over this anyways. So that's your first thing you do. You're going to draw this shape, but make sure you scale it on your poly tab square, so you're going to have room for your hair, but also big enough that it fits. And we can see it from the interstate. So I can see, I'm now looking at all of you, or how you're doing. And if you have questions, just hit the raise hand button. We'll try to unmute you and get any questions answered. But again, most of this is just guidance. You're going to find your own way on this. So we have a head shape. We have a starting point now. So we know this is generally how big our head's going to be. Now this is the fun part. This is we start adding our features. And everybody's eyes, nose, mouth, ears are all different. But generally, they're proportionally in the same place of the head, okay? So when I place them on the head, I should have left that up there. I'm going to leave that back. Generally, we're going to put them in the same place. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the eyes. And if you go back, I'm going to go back to this one. They probably can't see that on the screen. I'll draw it up here again. Your eyes are generally about in the middle of your head. So right about here, you're going to start your eyes. Now you can draw a line across there. You can just kind of eyeball it. But basically your eyes are going to land there. Before you draw your eyes, I want to talk a little bit about the eye shapes. Can we unmute Jameson for a minute? Or Jameson, can you unmute yourself? There you go. There we are. You're panelist. You can do that. Yeah. Jameson, tell everybody, what shape do we use for the eye shape?
Like a football shape?
There we go. He remembered. So generally, our eye shapes are football shapes. Now, they do have some nuances that we'll talk about later. But generally, what you want to do first is throw up those two footballs. They're both the same size, by the way, unless you're doing a Picasso piece. So what you want to do, a simple way of making that football is a curve up, a curve down, and a curve up. I'll draw it big so you can see it over here. A curve up, I did it again. A curve down, and a curve up. Now, that's all we need for right now. Later, we're going to put in eyelids, eyelashes, a little curvy part right there. But for right now, what we're doing is we're just building the shapes that make the head. That's the simplest way of drawing. I I started drawing that way when I was a kid. I still draw that way. We draw the basic shapes first that help us guide us to all those little details. If we start drawing all those details first, we kind of get lost. So try to get those in first, these simple shapes. And again, you're going to proportion your size of your eyes, or your space of your eyes to the top of your head, about the middle. Now, most people have a 4 head. I have a 5 head. So my space is going to be a little bit different, but generally, we're all in the same area right there. So let's go ahead and draw our second eye. And generally about the same size, hopefully. You get it close to the same size. And right in the middle of the head. Now, I drew my eyes pretty big. I think they're a little off proportion in terms of size, but that's okay. I can fix that later. See, mistakes can always be fixed. And again, draw light so you can erase if you need to. So when you're drawing the eye, again, we're going to do some nuances later. We'll cover up the eyeball with eyelids and things like that, but we're going to do generally a circle right now. And draw a circle in there. Simple shapes at first. Somebody have a question? Was that a handshake or hand raise? Oh, well. Can we call them out? No? Okay. Just kidding. So draw those circle shapes into those football shapes, and you can get into the details of that later where you start to do all the details of the eye. We'll not worry about that right now too much. So now we have the eyes right about the middle of the head, and now we're gonna see this space now. We have from the eyes to the chin. The mayor has a question. Okay, Mayor?
We are supposed to be going along with you, right?
Yes.
Okay, I look like Iron Man.
I need to see that bigger.
Okay, I look like Iron Man. I'm just wondering if you could give direction on the proportion of the eyeballs.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks,
So,
sorry.
good question. Great point. I don't see the Iron Man in there, but we'll work it out here. So,
There.
I actually on mine, if you can see mine, my eyes are a little bit too big. So the eyes, if you're going down the middle of the face there, really to see her. Can you put it up again? Your drawing, Mayor. Can't see it. It's too light. But generally, okay. Does anybody else have any questions or troubles with the placement or the size? I'll slow down a little bit. So the placement we have, I think it's the size. Generally, the size of the eye, you want to have space here, and space here. But I think the mayor's question was, is it the shape? I'm not sure what her question is.
The size of my eyeballs.
Your eyeballs themselves are huge.
Well, no, they're tiny. They look like Iron Man. It should
Oh,
be.
now I can see it. Okay, great question. Now I can see what you're talking about. When you're doing your shape of your eyes, if you're younger, your eyes are going to look bigger to your face. As we grow, all of our features proportion out a little bit more. So if you're younger, you're going to have bigger eyes. But Mayor,
You're saying wrinkles. It's fine. It's fine. I got it. Wrinkles. I'm 10'4". Got it.
We'll put the wrinkles in later, but you won't need to do that part. I saved it. So what you want to do is just bring those eyes up a little bit because you've got them a little bit you're way too small there. So proportionally, like Sylvia has big eyes. Some people just have bigger eyes. I see her now, yes. And then some people have smaller eyes. But generally, what we're doing right now is getting in those general proportions because I'm not able to show everybody each scale, but I can tell you, Mayor, yours is a little bit too small. Just bring them up a little bit. So again, talking about how do we place things and where they go, but also the size. So you'll know, and this is something that Sylvia and I talk about all the time, is if I were to draw the nose here, that's going to be too small. So you're going to kind of do that kind of as you go along, but we'll try to help you out as we go. And it's a little bit difficult because I can't see what you're doing there. But we'll get it. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the nose. And one thing I think will help with scale and size is before you draw your actual nose shape, I want you all just to do this. If you look at your eyes, you're going to come right down the middle of your eyes and you're gonna follow that line. That's where you know that the bridge of your nose is gonna be, is right in the middle of those eyes. But you don't have to draw that yet. What I want you to do is come down, and now you're gonna see that you're in the middle. You're gonna find that place right in the middle of your eyes and your chin. Okay, your nose is gonna be, the bottom of your nose is gonna be right at the middle of that place. So halfway between your eyes and your chin is your bottom of your nose. So I want you, before you draw the nose, just draw a little line, a super light line right there. That's going to mark later for us the bottom of the nose. What also we're going to do is this will help us with scale. That's why it's so important to make sure those eyes are the right scale, because they're going to dictate everything else. Mayor, are your eyes bigger yet?
I'm trying.
Okay. We'll wait for you. I'm just kidding.
I'm also making my face look very slender. I'm just going to let everybody know. I'm good. Move on.
We're going to do the same thing we did with the nose. We're going to skip the nose shape for a moment because I want you guys to really make sure your scale's right. We're going to come down. This is how you know how big your mouth is. We have a measurement tool. The very center of your eye, you come straight down. Just put a little mark there. Do it again for the second eye. Take your line or your pencil or your finger, come straight down, and just put a mark right here. Again, you're just making a little mark for measurement. Your mouth is the width of the middle of your eyes, if that makes sense. If you came straight down from the middle of your eyes, that's the width of your mouth. So in your mouth is, obviously we can see if we look in a mirror, it's just below your nose. That's one way of putting where you might put it. But it also splits the space between the bottom of the nose and the chin. So it's halfway between the bottom of the nose and the chin. And it's also as wide as the middle of each one of your eyes. So if you go straight down, you'll see the width of your mouth. So again, we're not going to do the shape right now. We're just doing two little dots there to make the measurement. Before we get into any of those shapes, we'll make sure you all have your scale right, or close. It doesn't have to be right, there's no right or wrong, but close enough that you'll see. And you see some of these finished pieces, you can see these paintings here, straight down, generally eyes in the middle, nose and mouth at the bottom. We're talking general specifics here, right? So you want to make sure that they're generally where you want them to be before you move on. I'm going to give everybody just a second to get those things in place. Is there any questions? Again, it's hard to see everybody. Can I go to like the next page? I can do that over here. I'm checking it. If anybody is inclined to show their drawings on the screen, that would be awesome. I can see where everybody is. Okay, I see. Terry, you're looking good. Terry Allen. Awesome. Oh, there's a bunch coming up. Keep them up there. They're really small on my screen. Madeline looks awesome. Dion, I'm not sure which child of yours that is holding theirs up. Oh, I see you. Hi. Raya, Ben, is that yours? Or is that Raya's? Oh, that's Joy's. Okay, got it. Jameson looking good. Everybody's looking really good right now. Where's Logan Pearson? I'm gonna call him out. Logan, unmute yourself for a second.
Come on, man. Why you gotta call me out?
What? Oh, you don't have video. That's why I can't call you out. You didn't join us by video. Okay, we're moving on then. All right. Angelica looks good. Can you bring it up a little bit? I look really weird looking at the screen. Greg, awesome. Angelica, that looks good. They're really hard to see. I probably look really weird looking at all your images. Okay. The ones I've seen, all of them look good. We're drawing light, which is good. It just makes it hard for me to see them. Okay, awesome.
Question? Sorry, I can't find the hand raised thing.
Oh, that's okay, Joy. Go ahead.
Can you repeat what you said about erasing? Did you say it's okay to not erase or?
That's a great question. The PolyTab isn't very forgiving with an eraser, so I would try to just draw light, remembering that we're going to go over all this with paint. So if your PolyTab looks like a hot mess of graphite pencil, that's okay. We're going to be covering a lot of that with paint later. Yeah,
So
that's a good question.
just leave sketch marks than to erase them?
Yeah, I would leave them right now. Great question.
Thank you.
Yep. Quincy, can I see yours? Awesome. Okay, very good. Let's go ahead and move on then. I think everybody's ready. We have our nose measurement and our mouth measurement. Now we need our nose shape and our mouth shapes. And we have different ways of drawing a nose. There's very simple ways of drawing a nose. I'm going to keep it very simple. These portraits are not what I call high detail portraits. We're just doing general portraits because we're going to see them from far away. So we're not really worried about details, especially right now. When you draw the nose shapes, you can draw the nose several different ways.
No, do not turn around.
How do you pause it?
Make sure you mute yourself back. Mute yourself back.
Oh, did you turn?
Okay, so a couple ways of drawing the nose. Well, actually, I'm going to call out another one of my former students. Raya, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, Raya, can you tell us one way that we can draw a nose, if you remember back first grade?
Uh-oh, hold on.
Falling.
Sorry.
That's right.
Then how do I get back?
So Raya, do you remember backwards? What was it? Backwards what?
Sorry.
I remember you teaching
There
me.
we go.
I remember you teaching me that you could make like an oval sort of, and then like a circle at the bottom.
See, she's already gone past what I was going to say. So she was talking about like the one where you do this. You start out very lightly with a circle or an oval, and then you have a couple little circles down below or beside of it. That looks really silly right now, but if you draw that light, what you can go back and do is create that nostril shape there and come around, come down, and your other nostril's there. So all that light work that I did will go away. It'll all go away, but you have that nice shape. That's what Raya's talking about. We create that shape just like that. I'm going to do a couple more. Another one you can do, teach my students way back, is simple one is forward C, backward C, and then you're going to do a line for the bridge.
That's fancy.
It's simple though, right?
Yes, that looks amazing.
We're trying to keep it simple. I'm going to go ahead and erase this. Everybody has it so we can draw some more shapes. Now, hopefully, I'm going to be harsh for a minute. Hopefully, we're not seeing noses like this. None of those, right? All right. That's a good one. You can do that. You do a backwards J, and then backwards C, forward C. And it's depending on how you look. Is there a question?
No, I was just going to share. Hallie says that she currently looks a lot like a jack-o'-lantern.
Oh, Hallie, we kind of need to see that. Can we see the jack-o'-lantern? She's going to ignore me, I think. Oh, there she is. Is she unmuted? It'll be big.
I erased some of my jack-o'-lantern parts. I struggle. So
Okay.
I mean, it just looks like, I don't know. I'm going to do your backwards J. I'm going to try the backwards J.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, I'm going to do a couple more. Again, my favorite one to do is what I was just talking about again. I'm going to do one more time for everybody to see that, because I think it's the simplest way of drawing a nose. I'm going to try something different though. If you can see this, I'm going to draw what I call my underdrawing in red. And basically I'm building that structure, finding my shapes. So I'm drawing 3 circles. If you can draw circles, you can draw a nose. So 3 circles, 1, 2, 3. You can see that okay? And then once you have those 3 circles, again, you're going to do the edge of that nostril. That's all you're going to draw for now. The edge of that nostril. And you're going to follow those circles, go up, down for your bridge, and back up. And you have a nose. You'll get rid of all the red. The red will go away. and you will have just a black nose. Something like that. One thing we do not do is the bridge of the nose. I'm going to show you that right there, the bridge. Those shapes are created by shadows. So one thing we haven't talked about is what's called hard lines, and soft lines, hard shadows, and light shadows. The bridge of the nose is what's called a soft line or soft shadow. So when we're actually doing our sketch, we do not draw lines right there. So when you're drawing your nose, we're going to just be looking at, make sure that's not a Sharpie. We're going to just be drawing our nose shape, not the bridge. So I'm going to come in here, I'm going to just do that. And draw your nose shape. So we're not, right now we're going to leave this part out because it's shadowed. Can I get a thumbs up if you're happy with your nose? Generally.
Hey Jeff, we're wondering, like, are there any guidelines of like how wide to make the nose?
Yes. So if you were to draw two lines straight down from your eyes, you can't see me. They can see it. So it seems kind of weird though. If you draw two lines, take two lines straight down from your eyes, you're going to have your mouth shape, the mouth width. Your nose is going to be, it's hard to show you. Let me show you up here. It's going to be at the end of your, inside of your eyes. So that where your eye ends, this is not your bridge of your nose. It's just where your measurements are. So in here, where your eyes end here, is the width of your nose, if that makes sense. So if you came straight down, that's going to be the two ends of your nose. Did that help? Can't tell.
Dion Canterbury has a question.
Okay,
Thank you.
Dion.
She can unmute herself.
Yeah, you already answered it. Thank you.
Oh, okay. I didn't go into a lot of those proportion measurements because I feel like we can probably spend most of our time doing the drawing. So I have skipped a couple. So if you are a little bit confused about some of those, just shout them out with a raise a hand. We'll answer those questions. Let's see. We're going to go on, if everybody's okay with your nose. Let's move on to our mouth. Now, again, most people, you can draw your mouth very simply. What I would recommend, and this is a recommendation, not a mandatory thing, is to not draw yourself smiling. I know that sounds horrible and depressing, but what you can do is have yourself smiling without open teeth. So instead of doing the open teeth like this, do a smile that's just a couple lines. Because what happens when we draw our open teeth, and I've been drawing for a long time and I still struggle with this. When we draw open teeth, we have our smile, and then we kind of do this thing, right? And that does sometimes maybe look like teeth, but what happens is it doesn't give a realistic version of our teeth. So what I often will recommend is that we simply do a smiling line mouth, I'll call it. And what that means is you're going to take those measurements. Remember, we already have our dots there of how long that line is going to be. The decision that you get to make is how much you're smiling. So where's that line going to go? And no, I wouldn't go like super like happy face smile, like that. That looks kind of strange. But what you can do is adjust that line a little bit to create that smile. So what I'm going to do is create that line. Let's say here's my dots. This is the width of my mouth. I'm going to take a line. I'm going to follow the lip line. So our lips come together to create that line. So think about your lips come together and how that line creates itself with the lips coming together. So when your lips come together, that line kind of dips down the middle and goes right back up. Just a single line is all we're doing right now. Dip down, come back up. That's all I want you to do. Now, what you can do is make that smile. So if you want to bring that line up, smile a little bit, bring this side up, and smile a little bit. Okay, that's as simple as your mouth needs to be right now. Okay, this is perhaps the hardest part of drawing the mouth is how do you draw the lips and not make them look like they've just been stuck on your face, like Mr. Potato Head. That's the challenge, okay? So what we do is, again, we go back to those soft shadows and soft lines. The lip lines, our bottom lip and top lip, are very soft, except for one part, is this little corner right here. It's hard for me to show you because I have a mustache or a beard rather, right there. But there's a little line, go over here, that kind of comes up like that. We all have that, but most of us, it's very soft. So we're not gonna draw that line per se. What we do have to do is finish the lips. And a lot of this will be done with shadows later, but you want to give yourself a little bit of a lip shape. So you're just going to come down, another second line, just have a second line to your first line, dip down, and come back up. As simple as that. Dip your line down, just a little bit, and then come back up. If you feel like you have bigger lips, you want to bring that line down more. If you have thinner lips, you keep it up closer to that first line. Is that better?
I think so. We were getting a lot of shadow on you.
Starting to lose the light. Okay. We're going to adjust, make some lighting adjustments while we're drawing our lips here. Wrong one.
The drawing was in the shadow.
Okay, is that better? Okay. Now the top lip is a little trickier, again, because of that shape can often make it real harsh. So when you do your top lip, you just want to come in, again, you want to determine how thick your lips are. So if your lips are thick, you want to have your line here. If your lips are thinner, started here. And you're just going to come in, really light line, come up and back to that shape I was talking. What is that called, Lori? This thing right here. Anybody want to shout it out? The part of your lips that curl up and down. Sylvia, unmute yourself. Is it? You're still muted, Sylvie. She's trying. I can read your lips. She's trying. Say it. I'm gonna read your lips. Say what it is. Cupid's bow. Yes, Cupid's bow. I read her lips. Cupid's bow. So it's called Cupid's bow. It's where your lip comes down right there and dips in. And so you have lips. Again, guys, even though we don't put lipstick on them, we do have lips. So make sure you do have some sort of lip in there, not just a line. It may be thinner, but we still have lips. Put lips on this guy. He's looking like C-3PO a little bit, our guy up here. I'm trying to draw our guy up here really simple so you can see the shapes. So it's a little simplified.
Bonus points to Dominica Queen and Kathy Ferguson, who both answered your question in the chat.
Oh, that was another way of doing it. Chat. Yeah, of course. Excellent. Okay, we're starting, I think it's starting to look like a face. I hope you feel the same way as you're doing your drawing there at your space. So this next step, some of you might skip. I'll tell you why. If you have long hair, you are not going to be able to see your ears. So unless you, if you have long hair that comes down to your shoulders or even further, or even right here, as Sylvia's pointing out, your ears are covered. So you will not draw your ears, you'll leave that blank for right now. If you have ears that are visible, we're going to draw those now. And again, the ears can be the simplest thing to draw, but also sometimes can be a challenge. So, okay, when we draw the ears, going back to measurements, your ear starts at the top of your eye, right there, and it ends at the bottom of your nose. Top of your eye to the bottom of your nose. And again, the simplest way to make an ear shape, let's see, raise your hand if you've had me in class. Let's see. Actually, Madeline, I'm just going to have you say this. Madeline, give us, unmute yourself and give us an example of a good ear shape. It was a half of a what? You remember?
Half of a moon.
That's close, half of a heart shape. So, and again, that's a very general way of drawing an ear. If you have a heart, take away half, we have a general ear shape. What we do not have, most of us, we don't have a pointy bottom. So when you draw your ear, it's more of, this is third, I erase very well, is you're gonna come up and have that heart shape, but you're gonna round it off at the end. So you're gonna come over here, go up, and just come into the side. Now, some of us have bigger ears than others. Some of us, our ears are protruding, especially when we're all wearing our mask. Our masks pull our ears out like this nowadays. We all have big ears. But generally, it's that half a heart shape. And then again, when we get to the details of your piece, of your drawing, we can go into some of the details of that shape and modify that shape. But generally, that's your ear shapes. Right now, we're not going to go into the details of the inside of the ears. We're going to leave it just like that. Okay, so like I said, we started this conversation here about an hour ago. I said we'd have 2 eyes, nose, ears, and a mouth. So most of us at this point, we do. The next step is where we start to really make it look like you. So I'm going to give everybody just a minute to catch up. And we'll take a look at what everybody has here in a minute. I can't see. Mayor, looking good. It's less, it's less Iron Man.
It's less Iron Man, more, I'm not sure what, but I'm trying my best.
Greg,
So fun, by the way.
Are you holding up what I think you're holding up? Yes, you are. That's a Pearson original if I've ever seen one. Oh dear. Jameson, good job. I'm gonna come over here.
Wow, Jameson is really good. So is Madeline.
That's good. Terry, looking good.
Ooh,
Oh,
Suzanne's is good too.
yeah, that's fine though. Oh wow, these are looking really good. Logan, can you share video or you cannot?
Andrew's is really nice. Oh my. Is Andrew a professional artist?
Jeff, if everybody goes to speaker view and he turns his on and starts to talk, his will go big.
I think he's not wanting to.
Amelia's is nice.
Let's see who else have I had not seen it. Quincy, how's yours coming? Madeline looks great. Oh yeah, nice. Amiko, can you do that again? Oh yeah, okay. Mika, I didn't see yours. All right, you guys feeling pretty good about these? Mackenzie, wait a minute. Mackenzie, where's yours?
Yeah, go ahead, Mackenzie.
Can't see it. All right. Nice. All right, I think everybody's ready. Good. We're gonna go ahead and move on. This next, nice, Toby. I like it. The next step is, again, where we really put in details and make it look like you. This is where I'm not going to give as much instruction. I'm going to guide you. But this is where you start to really change the shapes to make them look like yours. If you have big eyebrows, make sure you get eyebrows in there. Again, we're not going to start to shade yet, but we will here in just a little bit. We're approaching halfway, so we really want to get our drawings done so we can get to the painting. So when you approach your details, again, I'm not going to give a whole lot of guidance here, but generally, if you have eyebrows, they're going to come up here around above your eye. Actually, I left the part out, sorry. Your eyes, where's my ears? This is the part I might go back in and come in a little bit on my eye shape. Now that I have my general eye shape, I might look at my eyeball. And if you have a selfie, you can do this, or you can just imagine this, is your eyelids will help create that shape over your eye. So maybe your whole pupil is not showing, and then you have another line up here that creates that eyelid. So we start to see a little bit of dimensional eyeballs happening. So an eyelid up here, and then again, kind of looking at your eye and how that shape, that football shape, is now going to be developed or manipulated so it looks more like your eye shape. This is where a mirror or a selfie might help. But generally, what I'm saying is you're going to now take that football, you're going to come in with an eyelid over top with a couple lines there and bring that line in a little bit. Now you're drawing a little bit darker because you're starting to do detail, so draw a little bit darker and come in and manipulate that shape a little bit. So it looks more like your eyes and eye shapes. I will say, if you're drawing, very few of us have eyelashes that look like individual eyelashes. Now, if I'm drawing Miss Vicky, I might, but generally they're just eye shape or general shapes that create a shape. So you might get that joke. I don't know. So
Love Miss Vicky.
yeah, her eyelashes are they each have their own personality. But generally eyelashes, even guys have eyelashes, but it's a general shape. Let me draw it bigger. Your eyelashes are a general shape, not individual. So when we were younger, we did this thing where we did the eyelashes kind of like that, which is great if you want to have a logo for a bookstore. That's awesome. There you go. And abstraction. Now, what we're doing tonight is we're trying to do kind of realistic portraits. Now, some people like to do abstract too, and that's fine. You can stylize your portrait however you want. I'm just kind of guiding folks for kind of a realistic looking portrait. Let's see. So that eyelash shape, and it's hard to do with a dry erase marker, but basically it creates its own shape. So think of the eyelashes as one whole shape. And what is that shape doing on your eye? It's creating, is it thick? Is it thin? Is it sharp? Is it soft? Those are the questions you want to ask yourself as you're drawing this. Even the young folks. This is something you guys can do. Then you have your eyelid. And then some of us have, over time, developed lines under our eyes. And you can put those in as well. Now, if you don't have them, make sure you do not put those in because it'll make you look really old, okay? And then a couple wrinkles there if you want. Again, these details can also be painted in later. And then eyebrows are very simple. Again, it's the same thing with the eyelashes. You want to create a shape. A shape with all of your lines. You're not going to draw each individual hair of your eyebrow, but just a general shape. Again, this is a painting, so we're going to be painting these in later. So let's all take, you can do another line. Hold on, I'm going to do this first. I'm going to do a line there to create the earlobe. Look at that, one more line with the earlobe, and then a little elongated C, and you have your eye or your ear details. And again, we're not drawing our bridge of our nose just yet. That's going to be more of a shadow. You can draw your details of your eye, get in there. So generally what you're doing is you're doing your line drawing for your painting. So let's, I want to give everybody time to do that. So I'm going to be quiet for a few minutes and let you work and not have to look at me. So focus on your drawing. This is the final step of the drawing phase. So really be happy with your head, your face. One more thing I might say. Sorry, I forgot this just as a look down, I remembered. You also want to get away from that egg shape a little bit. Watch what I just did there. I'm going to come in and give myself cheeks and a chin. I almost forgot that step. Cheeks and a chin. So you're going to manipulate that shape to look more like your shape. Do you have cheekbones that you can see really well? Or you have a chin that's sharp? Is it wide? you're now you have that X shape that you can now manipulate to make it look more like your head shape. Okay, so I have a cheek and a chin. My cheeks are wider since we've been quarantined. I put a little bit of weight in my cheeks. They say that's where it comes first. I don't know who said that, but somebody might have. All right, so we have the chin, and then we have our forehead. Now remember, hair is important. So when you draw your hair, make sure you start your hair, give yourself a forehead, and again, if you have a forehead like mine, it's more of a 5 head, so you leave yourself enough room up there. I hope that you left enough room at the top so you're not going off your poly tab. You know, make sure you draw, and give this guy some bangs. He's from the 1990s. It'll run out of dry erase board though. There we go. So that's all I'll do for now. It looks like me. Those details. One thing I didn't mention at the beginning of this, but I'll mention it now. These all are going to be floating heads. Okay, so neck and shoulders. We're not going to include neck and shoulders. We're going to be all just floating heads around Martin Luther King. That sounds creepy when you say it out loud, but that's basically what we're doing. Yeah, but can you bring it up a little bit, Mayor? I can see yours.
I can't do my mouth. I got my baby's hair in there because I don't care what you say. Big hair is always in. But I can't do my mouth. My mouth is weird.
I can run the speaker.
I'm looking less like Iron Man, but help me here.
Yeah, okay. You've got, so what I'm seeing, Mayor, is your lips. They're both the same. So your thickness is the same on both sides. Both the top and bottom lip are the same size, and your bottom lip's a little bit thick. So
Bottom lip is too thick.
yeah, give yourself some lip shape, bottom lip shape.
Because I'm going off of this.
Oh, well, you're smiling in that.
I know, but I don't have a picture of me not smiling. What do you want me to be sad?
It's hard to see. I see what you're saying. Yeah, you need to do 2 things, Mayor. I got it. I see it. Bring your mouth up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Just leave the one there you have. Bring it up and do another one, and just make it darker. Your mouth's too low. I think that's what it is.
To bring it up here.
Yeah, yeah.
I got it.
Because you have a strong chin.
Ooh.
That's a compliment. I hope it's. Oh, I hope it. So bring yours up a little bit and really create that chin shape. The reason why you guys don't see me right now, I'm over by the computers getting a better view of your images.
If you want to look at somebody's and they start
Yeah.
speaking at the same time,
Okay.
so
Come around.
have them, if I hit speaker view right now,
Okay, so we're putting it on speaker view. So if you want me to see yours, Mayor, while yours is up, hold yours up again. She's concentrating.
I'm getting rid of my double chin. Wait, hold on 1 second.
Okay, so if you want,
This is also part of what you can be, right? This is not just who we are now, but who we can
oh, I can see that much better now.
be.
Okay,
Oh, great.
yeah, that mouth coming up really helped.
Okay.
And I'm looking.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
More hair.
do this. Bring in give yourself a little bit of a cheekbone line. Bring those in a little bit. Bring those in.
You're so cute. Okay, I will do it. Even though that is not an actual depiction, I'll do it anyways.
I just,
have somebody who can
Ah.
if
and talk to you.
that looks good though. Wait, I see a message. I have bangs that cover my eyebrows, I think it says.
Should I draw my eyebrow in?
No. So yeah, just draw what you see and draw what you would know. So if you're, same with your ears, if your hair is covering your eyebrows, then do not cover those eyebrows.
How far up should the hair go above the headline? Like,
That's a great question. So a lot of us, that top headline will go away because of hair. So Dion, your hair, I mean, I don't recall everybody's hair per se, but generally when I've seen you, your hair goes a little bit higher.
okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it looked like
Jeff, you mean you don't have all of our hair categorized like in your brain somewhere?
No, that would be kind of creepy. Yeah, no. I don't think Kara would like that either.
Jeff,
Are you still on here? Oh wait, there's Greg. Yes.
Hey, Jeff, my sister just came and asked me what side of the paper she was supposed to draw on. But I panicked. It's the matte side, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Matte. Okay, she got it right. Just thank you.
Oh, that's good. No.
I want to make sure. I had a panic
That's
attack.
good. Anybody else want to hold theirs up?
Kelly asked about her eyes.
Oh wait, you want to see Greg's before she goes. Hold on, hold it still. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. I like the earrings too. Give it some flair.
I love the
I
earrings.
put the earrings, yes. It's a picture like this, off of this, so.
See that helps. And if you put it in grayscale, when you start to shade it and all that, it's a really cool thing to do. Actually, Sylvia had that idea of putting it in grayscale, so you're just focusing on value, not color. Somebody, Hallie, can you throw yours up and unmute yourself? Is that what you said?
Hi.
Oh, there's Jameson.
I don't know if you watched The Office or not, but I kind of looking like Kevin Malone or something.
No. Well,
Jameson, we love it.
I do love The Office, and I love Kevin Malone, but
Yeah,
that
me
doesn't
too.
look like Kevin Malone. That looks like Jameson Marble to me.
It's gonna look better when it's done.
Let me see yours again, Jameson.
It's gonna look better when it's done.
Yeah, give yourself some hair on the top of your head.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah,
I just got done with the sides.
I had Joseph Jenkins for a minute. I lost him.
There you go.
There you are.
This one's for me. I don't know. Can you see it all right?
Your virtual background's messing with me a little bit.
Oh, here, let me turn it off. Sorry.
There we go. I can see you now. Oops, I lost it. There we are. Nice shirt. Now we lost. I lost Joseph, but gained Hallie. Second, Joseph. Hallie, great job. Give your top lip a little more thin right here. Thin it up right here. Bring them down. Like that.
Right
There's
here.
Yeah. No, the ends. And the corners.
The corners.
Yeah. A little more shallow. Yep.
Okay, here's Jocelyn.
Wait, who's this?
Can you see us now?
Yeah, I see it now. That looks great.
Jocelyn's is great.
The nose looks great. Give it, if you do two C's, a forward and a backward, it'll have some nostrils in the nose.
Two C's on the nostrils. You hear?
Hi, Jocelyn. Where's Jocelyn?
It's not a social hour.
Oh, we're having a moment here.
Okay.
Okay,
Wait.
Quincy Steele.
Okay, how about mine? You want to see mine?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Your
eye,
eye.
There it is. There it is. Give yourself some eyelids, Joseph. So that's just another line on top of your eye. Another line on top.
Okay.
Yep. Quincy Steele, unmute yourself and say something.
So I'm kind of just like doing it by my own. I'm just looking at a mirror and doing it myself and just all that. And I kind of already moved on to painting.
Like her mom.
Get it, girl.
Sounds
Get
like
it, girl.
A little bit, doesn't it? Lori said it, not me. Well, Quincy, can we see it? She's.
I'll say something.
Tell Quincy, say something.
Yeah, this is my
Yeah, oh my gosh. Look at that.
Cool.
Okay,
Nice.
I'm quitting. I'm out. Bye, guys. Thanks for coming. I'm out.
All right.
Mr. Pearson?
Yeah, you can call me Jeff now. I'll give you that.
Yeah, I finally got some hair.
See, that's all you need was some hair. I don't think you like Kevin Malone at all.
No, I don't.
We got a raised hand. We gotta start painting.
The only raised hand
Okay.
I have was Jody.
I'm gonna do like I do my students in class. 1 minute, everybody. 1 minute. We're gonna start painting. I'm gonna answer this one here. Step to the side. Look at your drawing, not me. Mackenzie, I'm looking at this drawing you sent me. I'm gonna answer your texts. Okay, I will. Okay. Is that about a minute? Lori says that's about a minute. So if you ran out of time, Lori Brandon, is who you want to blame for that. She's okay with that. Okay, so pencils down, everybody. Time's up. We need to paint. We are a little bit behind.
Sylvia's waving.
Oh, Sylvia, yes. Unmute yourself. Nice. You don't know how to unmute yourself over there. I can see it. Nice job. Yes. Jess Quartz, that looks awesome too. Okay, here we go. This is the fun part. What we're going to do is we're going to get our paints out. Everybody should have received a packet, in their packet, a taped up set of paints. By the way, shout out to UC. Make sure you mute yourself back. Mute yourself back.
Can I turn it off?
No, don't turn it off.
Okay, you're going to, your paint packet, each person has a different color, but your paint packet should have 5 small 2-ounce containers of paint in it. By the way, thank you for all the help putting all these together. Hallie from UC, we appreciate that. All the folks at UC that helped us out with this. That was awesome of you guys. Thank you so much. So you're going to very carefully take your tape off. It will become messy if the lids come off on you. So just kind of hold those lids on.
No.
And make sure you mute it back. I hear some feedback. Make sure you mute it.
Raya, we want it
Okay.
a little bit, but we want
It looks, you're going to have 5 tubes. And let me put this on the screen here. I'm just going to put it old-fashioned way. I'll bring it up on here, the camera. Okay, so you're going to see, your values, 1 to 5. So if you have green, you're number 3, but you're going to have a light green, and you're going to have a dark green, and you're going to have 3 in the middle. So you'll have 5 values. What I want you to do right now is on your space, line up your values from light to dark. You have a lightest light and a darkest dark.
Going, Mom.
And by the way, they were stacked light to dark already. So if you
How long?
open it up, you should be stacked light to dark. I hear somebody's not muted. Oh, they got it. Nice. Okay. So first thing we're going to do, and this might take a minute, this video will be recorded, so if we run out of time, you can always go back and watch this and work on your painting later too. We may not finish our paintings tonight, that's okay. I want you to take your darkest dark, and this is what we're going to do. We're just going to give ourselves a little bit of guidance with our lines. So our lines are going to be traced, just our hard lines. Let me review that again. So we're going to draw our lines with the darkest dark paint to give us a guide of what we're going to do. So I'm going to do it first. You guys can see what I'm talking about.
What brush, Jeff? Sorry.
Oh, that's a great question. Some of you have brushes at home. Some of you are only relying on the brushes from the supply kit. So most of you have this blue brush. Hopefully you have it. Right here. This blue brush. We're going to do most of the work with this one brush. If you have other brushes in your kit, or if you have brushes at home, you can use whatever you feel is comfortable to cover that space. If you have a round brush, that works really well. But if you have this blue flat brush, you can use the edge of it. I'm going to show you how. Before you get your brush and paint, don't feel bad if you want to get a little bit of water. That latex paint is pretty thick. So if you want to use a little bit of water, that's fine, especially when you're doing the line work to get that paint to move. So you guys can see my table, right? Yes? Move the paper towels is a good idea. Okay, so I'm getting a little bit of water on my brush, and we'll get that darkest value, that dark value, and I'm gonna do something odd here. I'm gonna come across the table and put it right in the camera. Here I come. I have tape stuck to me. All right. So this is my drawing of me. And what I'm gonna do is just come in, I sound like Bob Ross right now. Come in and just follow those lines. And this is a little tricky for me because I'm holding it and it's waving in the air. Okay, let's see. So I'm just going over my lines, not all my lines, just my hard lines. Those lines that help create the shape. So I'm just going over those lines to make sure I don't lose my drawing. When we say we're losing our drawing, that means we kind of overpaint and we lose our original drawing, which we do not want to do. So go over all of your hard lines with that darkest dark. That does not mean filling in your hair, or also you don't want to draw every single hair on your head. Your hair also, just like your eyebrows and eyelashes, they create shapes. So draw your general, I gotta paint. There we go, on my brush. Draw your general shapes with that dark. Doesn't have to be perfect, just to give you some indication of what those lines, what that shape looks like based on that line, giving yourself a reference point when we start painting. Does anybody have questions about that?
Do you hold yours back up?
Yes. So you see my pencil line versus my now paint line. I did mine on a very shaky piece of Polytab holding in my hand, so mine's not gonna be as good as yours. Yours hopefully will be crisper. Again, you're doing hard lines. The bridge of your nose, shadows of your eyes will all be done softly with paint later. The great thing about latex, you can also cover it. So if you do too many hard lines, you can also soften those up later, okay? I'm gonna grab something real quick, I'll be back. Okay. So here's the finished painting. I'll bring it up a little bit closer. You can see in this one, this is Sylvia Pearson. I know her. If you see her hard lines of her chin, you see those dark lines. Those were her original lines for her drawing. And then you can see those hard lines at the bottom of her nose. But the bridge of her nose, she left to do with paint, with soft shadow and lines, okay? So that's the difference between hard lines and soft lines. And again, with her hair, she did just the shape of her hair, even though she wanted to draw every line and somebody told her no, I'm not sure who. So that shape there that your hair creates is all you need right now. Again, we're keeping these simple because we'll be seen from far distances. I'll show you another trick. Is that a hand raise? Oh, I don't know what that is. Am I leaving? I wish they would call them out as they leave. Like what? Okay. This one's Audrey Brannon. And when I said we're doing floating heads, this is a trick that you guys might want to do. Some of you have long hair. Is instead of drawing a neck, she just created a hair shape that continued right under her chin to the other side of her hair. It's kind of a weird, fun little thing that she did there. So when we cut it out, we'll just have that huge block of hair, as opposed to Sylvia's, which is fine too, where we have a chin cut out. I'm gonna let you guys work on that line work for a few minutes. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab a piece of board so I can paint right here. Okay. Or actually,
You're spelling for back in the map.
put easel and like everybody's having a good time. Go on their lines. So everybody's concentrating. Great. Okay. I know some of you are at different levels of the process, and I knew that was going to happen, especially when we started painting. And as we go through this, there's only a few more steps, but these steps, because it's paint, it takes a lot longer. So some of you are probably still wrapping up your drawing, and some of you might even be still working on your drawing. Some of you might be working on your lines still in your painting. That's okay. This is the part where it's going to be paced a little bit differently. So, but I'm going to go ahead and show you what happens next. I'm going to paint the skin tones. So the skin tones, most of us are going to be in that 1, 2, and 3 skin tone. Again, it's all about value. None of us are blue, green, or purple. So we're only talking about value here. So I would recommend you use a 1 or a 2. Most people are going to be in that range, no matter how dark their skin is, because of the way we're doing these portraits. We want to make sure that the details come through in those darker tones.
Should we do eyebrows and lips hard?
Eyebrows and lips hard. So when you do the eyebrows, you want to make your, I'll show you. Lori, I'm sorry, not Lori. Audrey. You can do it where you have a hard line, a harsh line on the lips, and a harsh paint strokes on the eyebrows. But also you want to give yourself some shadow on those as well. And going back to this, you might want to give yourself, after you do those hard lines, to go back in with a little bit of a darker color and give yourself a little bit of some shadow with a little bit of water and a wash. I see a lot of folks kind of waiting, so I'm going to go ahead and those of you who are ready, you can go ahead and paint in your skin tone, and that's going to be for most people a 1 or a 2. So getting your colors. This is my 1, and there should be plenty of paint in there. You can add a little bit of water to make it go a little bit further. Now I didn't finish my lines, but I wanted to go ahead and show you guys. There you go. I didn't finish my lines. This is going to work better doing it this way. So now I have a beard, so I'm going to leave the white space. Those of us that have facial hair, you'll leave that white for now. You might want to do some overlap. And you're just going to go in with that brush and paint it completely flat for now. And be sure not to lose your drawing. When I say not lose your drawing, make sure you do not cover any of those hard lines. The soft lines I'm not too worried about. We can get those back. You can even do it thin, add a little bit of water and do it thin if you want. It doesn't have to be perfect. Yes? Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I want to make a comment. We're learning a lot. Lori and I have been kind of whispering each other. We're learning a lot about how we do these workshops in terms of what you're seeing on our end, the camera, and how you're seeing what I'm doing. So you guys are the tests. We'll learn a lot and get better.
Y'all are doing really good, okay? Like, this is super fun. So thank you.
Thanks. We always like to do the best we can and improve too. So if you're not to this step, that's fine. But you see there how I left my nose lines. But the softness of the bridge, I'm going to put in later anyway, so I'm not too worried about it.
Hey, Jeff, could you tell us whether we need to paint the lips and the eyebrows dark too?
That's a great question. Leave the eyebrows, right now, leave that white. If you want to take a little bit of water, and I'll show you, watch me here for a second. I'm gonna take a little bit of water with my skin tone and just go over that. See how that's transparent? Where you can still see your line work, but you have a little bit of color in there. That's what I would do for now. And then the lips, I would just leave for right now. Because they are gonna be, yes, answer to the question, yes, they'll be a little bit darker. And those decisions you can make, like you might want to make your lips 3 or a 4. Nothing, I will say this, nothing else should be 5 at this point other than hair, pupils maybe, and your line work. So you're starting to build your own value structure of how your painting is going to look based on the colors and values the values that you choose. And you can use water. I will say this, when you finish your painting, be sure that there is no white space showing, because when we put these up on the wall, they're gonna all be covered in the same color. So even if something's white on your face, like the twinkle in your eye, or if you are smiling, your teeth, paint that the number 1 as opposed to leaving it white. I know that doesn't seem right, but it makes it, for us in the end, it makes them all monochromatic and the same level of value matches. Does that make sense? Or does that confuse everybody? I think you guys are all just concentrating. I don't think anybody's listening to me at this point. I think everybody's doing a great job.
I'm sorry.
Mr. Pearson?
It's Jeff Jameson. Yes, sir. I'm messing with you. Yes.
So is it okay that I got a little bit of paint on the side?
Yeah, let me see it.
It's a big line, but
Oh yeah, you're good. We're gonna cut that out anyways. That'll be
okay.
scrap. That'll be souvenirs for other people. Yes. You're
Okay.
good.
Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, you can thin your paint out as much as you want. Just make sure that we have enough color that it doesn't look like it's white. So it comes down to the value. You want the value to all be the same for each value. Coverage.
Are you allowed to put hard lines in your hair?
Yes.
Okay.
Once you do your block your hair color in, let me show you here. I have my Julia Child. I just dated myself. Version of, so she went in with a color for her hair and did that solid color, and then she went back into some hard lines. You can do it.
Highlight. It's like going to the beauty salon. Highlights.
Yes, you have, and you know what? Actually, that's a good point, Mayor. If you've done your own makeup before, which I haven't, but if you've done your own makeup before, it's much like putting on your makeup. So I've been told. I don't do my own makeup. So if you use your shadows here, shadow here, and highlights, you can. It's very similar. And just like with the hair, you have light and darks. So as you're doing your painting, you're going to start creating your value. Your value is just this. It's your. I sound like Jim Justice. Oh dear. Your value is just this. It's your light and darks and your softs and your hards. So your hard shadows, soft shadows, and your lights and your darks. Really, that's all it is. When it comes to painting, you're looking for what's, let me get blue up here again. When you're looking at your painting, you're looking for hard shadows or hard lines, and you're looking for soft shadows and soft lines. So if you can see and you look at your face, what's hard and what's soft, that's all you're doing. You have your shapes, you're just filling in all the blanks. And that is what rendering is all about. So that takes the longest amount of time, is rendering that face and what it looks like. And the more you can do in terms of light and dark, the better it's going to look, and the more it's going to look like, it'll look more like you, because you can see where your lights and your darks are going to be on your face. And if you're not using a reference, you have to guess a little bit. But if you're using a reference, you can see that, especially if you do that grayscale, you can see where those values are. Terry, Alan, I see you, but I want to see your version of you.
Okay. I had the question about, did you say to use the second lightest color to color in the light areas?
How can I make her bigger? Hold on, hold still there, Terry. I'm going to keep talking.
Okay. Which of the colors of the paint am I supposed to use to fill in? Did you say the second color to the lightest?
Yeah, if you're talking about for your skin tone?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. Lori just made it bigger. That's awesome. Your skin tone would be a 1, Terry.
Okay, the lightest color, okay.
Yeah. The challenge is your skin tone and your hair tone are very similar.
Yes.
One might say you might want to make your hair lighter, but actually I think I would make your hair darker in this situation. So I do it too on yours, but your hair and your skin are very close in value.
Okay.
Terry Allen, I swear you were good at everything. That looks
No,
so good.
I am not. I am not. Jeff's a good teacher because I have no idea what I'm doing.
Well, this is the part where I would normally come around the room and look at the pieces and give you little tips and here and there. Because at this point, again, it's all about throwing down the color. And I am, because we're in the second or almost the last part of our session, I am rushing a little bit, to be honest. But the painting part is where you get to make it you. And I would normally walk around the room, give you little tips and things. So if you want me to see yours, just say something so you're unmuted and hold it up there. Come closer to the screen. See, but I'm just going to call people.
Are there any areas that we should make sure are colored in so we're not behind when you show us how to do the next part?
Yeah, so I'm not sure who's asking that, but I can hear you just fine. Yeah, the most important thing in terms of the next step is blocking in your skin. If you can block in at least a portion of your skin, like I'm doing just my nose and my eyes, under my eyes, so I can show you guys how to do some of that modeling, that softness and hardness with the value. So if you think you're not gonna be able, I don't wanna rush anybody. So if you want to just get part of the skin tone in right now, and then I can show you how to model, or you can just watch me, that's fine, and do it later. But I wanna make sure everybody gets as much of instruction as it can and go off and do your own thing. But from what I've seen, you guys are doing great. She's gonna kill me if I do that. Mackenzie. She's not gonna answer. Can we see yours?
I am going to answer. I'm just trying to stop the cat from knocking over my water. well, I mean, Jeff knows this already, but I'm doing a separate one later, so this isn't me, so it's not gonna look like me at all. But yeah, I'm sort of stop. Kat just took the pencil. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's it. I love it. See, even the hair shape we were talking offline on text, but the hair shape, the way you've done that, and nobody else can see the reference, but I know what it looks like.
Yeah.
It's creating that shape that I was talking about, and the skin tone's perfect. It's looking good.
Awesome. Thank you.
I want to see. Let's see who else is on here. That I want to see right now. I want to see. Is Raya still there, or did they? I think they may have had to go. I think they had to go. Redmond, they gone? Quincy, how's it going over there? If you want to, yeah. Oh, those were, yeah. I'm just bouncing around the room. Is it Amico? What's that? Oh, Quincy, say something. Oh, there we go. I got it. I can see Quincy's now. Can you hold it up? Thank you, Keely.
What color do we use on the eyebrows?
That's awesome, Quincy. Nice. Eyebrows is usually the same color as your hair.
Yeah, she's gonna try to do some darker now that we, she kind of got a little jump start. She's gonna darken in. So we understand you need a hard line around the hat and stuff. Yeah, she's on it. She's working it.
You guys are doing great.
I had no doubt.
Yeah, we were expecting that. Kathy's asking a question.
What parts, Kathy Ferguson asks, what parts are we staying away from at this point?
That's a great question. So right now we're all at different pace. We're paced differently. So some of you are actually probably some of you might even still be working on your drawing, you're painting, you're getting your lines in. Some of you that has gone as far as painting in your hair. I would recommend just keep moving. So again, I'll review, paint your skin tone, that lightest color or the first couple light colors. And then then you can start adding in the hair would be your second big block of color, right? So that might be a darker shade depending on the color of your hair. Unless you have like jet black hair, I would probably still do like a 3 or a 4 for hair, so then you can add highlights and details later. And then once you do that, if you have your hair and your eyebrows, you can go ahead and paint your lips. Again, your lips are going to be that darker color. Yes, Mayor. I like it.
But what am I supposed to paint my skin tone? I tried to get Quincy to talk to me offline in a private text, but she's too busy working on her piece. I sent her my piece and said, give your Aunt Amy advice right this very second, and she's too busy. Do I paint my face the lightest of the light and all of my hard lines in the darkest of the dark? Is that what you're saying?
That is absolutely correct, yes.
Okay.
So,
and everything else just highlights?
Yeah, the shadows and highlights will come in later.
Okay.
So your skin tones will be first, and you'll do highlights and shadows later.
Thank you.
Okay, we're approaching 15 minutes left, but everybody seems to be working along pretty diligently. Sylvia, you held yours up, but I didn't see it. Have you figured out how to unmute yourself yet? No, that's a hard no. Okay.
Jeff Pearson, I'm going to show you why I never got good grades in school on self-portraits.
Oh, I love that though. I love this. Awesome.
That's fantastic.
Make it bigger. I want to see.
Never got above a C. Hated self-portraits.
Can you hold that up again, Brenda? Brenda is actually an illustrator and does amazing, I would say, whimsical cats. Is that a good description?
Yes,
snarky
cats.
Snarky cats, yeah.
Amazing.
I love that one.
Is fantastic.
That's great, man. Brenda.
Thank you so much. You did a great job. I tweeted out to all the CCAD people.
Oh no, I don't want anybody from CCAD seeing this. No, they'll judge me.
And Nico and Bo asked, do we paint inside of the eye with number 1?
Yeah, that's a great question. So anything that's white would be the number 1. So your eye, not your pupil, but your eye is in fact would be that one? That's a great question. Thank you for covering that. Some things I'm forgetting because we're moving so fast. And you can see, again, with Audrey, you do your own thing. With Audrey, she made all those the same value and then did a kind of a dark 5 around that, kind of a cool little stylistic thing. These can be stylized. I think Brenda just showed us one that somewhat stylized in her style. And for those of you who don't know, when I say stylized, the way you draw something is your style. And I tend to draw things, some people might say caricature, where I exaggerate those features and all that. When I do my actual one for this project, I'm going to do a caricature of myself because that's fun for me. I wanted to go back to Sylvia. Of course, I can see this in like 20 minutes when I get home, but Sylvia, show me that again. Is that your drawing? Is she?
Where did she go?
Maybe bedtime. Not so. Who's Galaxy 59?
I don't know, but they got a good piece going there.
Galaxy 59. Can you say something? I'm not sure who I assume that's their phone, not their name, right?
That would be S9 there, bro.
Oh.
You don't recognize that Hulk?
Who is that?
Okay, that's really good.
Who am I looking at?
Guy.
Oh! Oh my gosh. Let's see it again.
Spitting image.
That's my cousin, everybody. My cousin Jared Kane.
I decided to go profile. I'm not sure how I feel about it.
Yeah, I like it.
For the record, I said Jared before you.
Yeah, Lori guessed it was you. I forgot you were on the call.
So good
There
job.
you are, right there.
Nice job, Lori.
How did these get transferred to the mural?
Angelica asked that question, right? Okay, so that's a good question. The material that you guys are working on, it's Polytab, and so it's a fabric that we prime for you. This fabric was originally designed to be suit lining. So up in New York, they make this fabric to line suits. But around the early 90s, they discovered that it was a great material for murals because you could work anytime, anywhere with anybody. So we've adopted this process where you paint the Polytab and then you put this hard glue or this really nasty glue on the wall and then the back of the Polytab, and you stick it on like a sticker or like wallpaper, then squeegee the excess glue out. It's kind of like, this will be kind of like color forms where we're sticking all these on the wall individually. So we'll get those back from you. It's important to note that we're gonna be getting these back from you guys next week when you finish. There's 2 drop-off times. That was on your email. It's also in the press release. I wanna say it's in my notes over here. Yeah, oh yeah. So some of you, if you've been following the news, and this is a point where public art really has an impact in all cities and all situations, not just Charleston, West Virginia. This summer we saw a situation where art really responded to something that happened in our community. A friend of mine or a colleague of mine in Minnesota did a painting of George Floyd, and she did it virtually overnight. And a lot of the work that she did on that, she did on Polytab and then brought it in the next day. So it appeared like she did it in less than 24 hours, but on the wall itself, but she actually did it on Polytab. If you've seen any coverage of that story, you've seen that mural. In fact, Barack Obama retweeted her mural just a few days after she did it. So that was pretty cool. So yeah, you drop these off and we're gonna have your piece as part of this mural. And we are running out of time. Couple things, I get my notes, make sure I touch on everything else. So you're gonna be a part of this mural project. And one thing that we have to have from each and every one of you that really wasn't necessarily in the registration materials is on the back of your piece. When you're finished, you're gonna write, I'm gonna come back over here now. You're gonna write your name, your age, that goes for everybody, and the year in which you did it. Mostly everybody's gonna be doing it in 2020, but we did do a couple in 2019, I think, maybe not. Your hometown, so maybe not everybody's from Charleston, so we wanna know that for sure. And then your color number, which that's all backwards, isn't it? Okay, and your color number. I can help you guys do that when you drop it off. Most important thing is you guys spend the time on this. There we go. That you spend your time on this and make it yours. And I know I kind of cut off the guidance or the teaching just to kind of talk to you a little bit, but I think it appears to me from what I'm seeing on the screen, everybody's really in their groove and doing their thing. So I think you're all, unless there's questions, I think we're all doing a pretty good job. And we're gonna, before we go, a couple things. So obviously finish your painting. If you have questions after we end this call, please feel free to email me, or if you know my number, you can call or text me. Text would be better. You can do that too. Most important thing is we need these back. So September 15th, this is in your email as well. September 15th, 11 to 1. September 17th, 5 to 7. And you can literally drop them off at Martin Luther King Center. I'll be standing on the sidewalk, most likely with Sylvia, and you don't even have to stop your car, or you have to stop it, but you don't have to turn it off. You can just roll down your window and I'll pick them up out of the window from you.
Kathy Ferguson asks, can you mention again the areas for shading and lighting?
Yes. So on your face, most of the detail in the shadows is going to be on your hairline, your nose line, and then around the eyes. So if you did your face a number 1, then you can do your shadows with a number 2, because you do not want to do too much shading because it'll be too harsh. Quincy?
I can't really write my my name on the back right now because my paint is drying, and
Right.
I don't want like a
You can do that later.
Exceptional point.
Thank you for bringing it up, Quincy.
Amy Fodder asks, are there going to be more sessions for people who could not make it today?
That's a great question, Amy. Thank you for asking. We hope this is one of many sessions. Again, we've learned a lot tonight on how we do this and how you're seeing what we're doing. So thank you for participating in our first one. We'll hope we'll have many more. I've already been talking to some folks about doing one in later on this fall. And again, if you have a group, a school group, a school place where we can do a virtual workshop where we could have a camera set up for a group of people. It doesn't have to be individuals. That we can do that. We can make those workshops happen. We're going to keep at this until we have enough portraits to fill that background. So it could be, the quicker we do it, the quicker we're able to get this mural completed. Right now, our timeline is reliant on those portraits because, like I said before in the call, Dr. King, Martin Luther King, the painting of him is already finished. So, or not finished, but close to it.
Greg Suzanne asks, should the full background be painted?
That's another great question. Greg Ferguson, McAllister, right?
Just Fergie now. Just Fergie.
Just Fergie. Okay. All right. I thought so. It's been a while since we've seen each other. So the background will be cut out. So yeah, all I'm gonna use is what you painted tonight. So can you reach that? Yeah. So we're gonna cut everything that's white on this square will go away because when we do the actual mural, we just want those faces. And again, when I go back to that idea of value and not having whites, see how we have, all you see is the color and the value. You're not seeing that harsh contrast of white because we want Martin Luther King to be the forefront of this piece. So if we had a lot of contrast in the back, it would push him away in terms of the dominance of the piece, if that makes sense. Before we go, when we do this, can you do some screenshots, Lori?
I have been doing some.
Oh, you already have. Okay. All right. So if you are on this call, and you have the ability to show us your piece. And I will add, if you're on this call and have the capability of showing video and you haven't yet, if you could start video just for this last part, because I really want everybody to show us where you are so far. And I know I can tell by everybody looking down that you're concentrating and you're going to finish these up and they're going to be awesome. The last little part, and this is most definitely optional, but if you want to snap a selfie with your piece, we're trying to document that as well. So after you finish your piece, if you want to snap have somebody take a photo of you holding your painting, that'll be part of our overall documentation of this piece later on. We're hoping to do kind of a film of sorts to show the process and how we did all this. So I see a couple people doing it already. Even if you're not finished, if you could take just a minute and hold your piece up. And if there are several people in the room with you, if you guys can kind of zoom out a little bit. I know some of you are probably not wanting to stop working long enough to do that, but I can see a lot of them. I see a bunch coming up here. Wow. See, this is the part that I wish we had more time. I really do. I wish we had more time because I could really see us pushing these even further. They're looking great. I'm going to go right across the screen and comment on each one of them. So if you can, if you can keep them held up, that'd be awesome. Quincy, can bring it a little closer. Yeah. So you're going to go back, of course, you know this already. I'm not going to, you don't need to say it, but you'll come back with harsh lines and everything like that later on. Madeline, excellent. I love the eyes especially. Terry, you may want to do a little more contrast on the hair, but I think it looks good. I think what's going to happen is you're going to want to do some dark lines to pull that hair out. Nicely done, Miko. That's awesome. Great work. I love the way you use the value to create the shapes of your chin and your cheeks. Amy, Amy, you've got a beard. Oh, that's not Amy. Where's Amy?
No, it's my necklace.
Oh, wrong Amy.
Amy, sorry. There's Amy.
I'm lost. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Nicely done. Nice job.
I mean, I do have a beard, but I will not put it in this portrait.
Stevie and Andrew. Is it Andrew, right? Did I get it right? Okay, yeah, nicely done. It looks a little weird right now without your eyes. It's like your spirits are piercing us a little bit, but you'll get there. Oh, great. Jenkins, I see all of them coming up right there. A colorful group of Jenkins, nicely done. Dominica, gosh, I wish we could stay on there longer. It's come along so well. I kind of like the idea that the hair is white. It's kind of cool looking. Joseph, I didn't see yours. I think he's saying no. He can't see it. Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah. Nicely done.
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty good likeness. I like it. Quartz, are you guys getting there? No. Amelia, I just saw yours come up. It looks great. Greg, I love the earrings. I think you win the award for the best earrings for the night. Jared, nicely done. Again, I like how I like the white hair. It's pretty cool.
Sorry, I forgot. I still need to do the lips.
Who said that?
Me, Jameson.
Oh, let me get to you. I'm on gallery view. I was jumping around. Oh, Jameson, yeah, you need to put some lips in. Otherwise,
Yeah.
You also, Jameson, you want to put a little more detail and contrast in your eyes.
Okay.
They look like they're glowing at us a little bit. Otherwise, nicely
They
done.
don't look the best on the audio. They don't look best on the
Camera.
video call. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Sharon, nicely done. I'm gonna make yours bigger.
Yes.
Can you say something? Okay.
Yes. Hello. Can
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
Am I muted?
Oh,
No,
wow.
I'm not muted.
Yeah, so you've done all your darks already. Yeah, again, I don't need to tell you this. When you get into your rendering, it's going to look great. Awesome. Isaiah, is that you? Yeah, it is you. Nicely done. I love the hair. Isaiah Canterbury.
Okay.
Yeah,
That one was.
it was great. The Courts, Jess Courts, whoever's representing you guys are doing great. Let me go down. I haven't visited this group here at all tonight. It starts off with Wayne, Mary, Chris, Kiera. Can you guys say something so we can make it bigger?
Hello. Hi.
There we are. Oh my goodness. I don't think we've seen them at all tonight. You guys have been stealthing yours.
Yep. No.
Nice. Well, I'm glad you shared. I still wish Logan Pearson would share his, but I got him on here. That's best I can do. He's doing one, and you know what? That's something I want to say just before we leave too. Is I think a lot of you probably came on this call tonight thinking that that it was going to be hard for you to do this, or you had this idea that yours wouldn't look good. And I hope that in your mind right now and in front of your face on your canvas, that you're seeing that that's just the opposite. That you guys did something maybe you didn't think you could do, and it's better than you thought it ever would be. And you're going to be a part of this project, and this is what you've done for us, and we're really so honored to have you part of this. So how's it going over there, Mayor?
I don't look like Iron Man anymore. I got rid of my beard. That's my beard, but I'm gonna color that in. Thank you, Jeff. You're absolutely amazing, amazing. My husband is sitting in the corner and just saying, he's awesome. He's so great. So your little cheering section, you didn't hear that tonight. So thank you. And oh my gosh, everybody's amazing. So thank you, everybody. And thank you, Jeff. You're exceptional.
I appreciate that. We did the best we could in the time frame we had. We could probably spend another hour together at least. But what I've seen from everybody inspires me, and I don't use that word a lot because I just do my work. But sometimes I get inspired. And I'm inspired by having this many people paint at the same time. Normally, I have the luxury of seeing 20, 25, but seeing this many, I didn't know how this was going to go. But it's gone great. And Mayor, thank you for the support of this project. Everybody that's been involved. We're going to end now because it's time to end. I wish we didn't have to, but we're going to have to. I know folks that need to get to bed. One is at home waiting for me right now. So thank you all for participating. Be sure, the most important thing you can do is share your art. And that's what we're doing with this thing. Be sure to drop it off so we can do that. If you have questions, give me an email or a text. Not yet. If you
Thank you for all your work, Jeff.
Oh, thank you guys. So if you want to hashtag this on Facebook, be sure to hashtag something. I don't know, MLK Mural Project, Charleston. I don't have a hashtag. This is where I show my age.
CWV MLK.
Yep.
There it is. There it is. All right.
CWV MLK.
Perfect. Thank you, Mayor.
And wash your brushes.
Yes. Clean out all of your materials. You can keep the brushes, just keep them clean so you can use them again. Angelica, let me see your portrait. I don't want to end.
You have comments turned on your Facebook event?
Yes. Nice job, Angelica. I like it.
Perfect.
You can, that was a great question. If you guys want to comment on the event, Mackenzie may have a comment on this. If you want to comment on the event, you can comment your photos of your piece. Share. Is that right, Mackenzie?
Yeah, absolutely. We'd love it.
And I'm sure I'll do a post or something on the public art page. By the way, if you don't like, here's another plug. If you haven't already liked the Facebook page, the public art Facebook page, like it so you can find out about things like this. Of course, the city page will share that as well. All kinds of things going on in Charleston are amazing. I hate to do it, but we have to end. So questions, let me know. I want to see your piece when they're done. Can't wait to see them. Thank you so much for joining in. Have a good night, you guys.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, Jeff.
Thank you.